Welcome, everyone, and what a game we have for you tonight as we get set to bring you NBA action on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Charlotte Hornets. With Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and Allie LaForce on our sideline, I'm Kevin Harlan. And now a moment to check out the leaders in the All-Star voting. Balloting underway.
And this is really a fun time of year. You're starting to see which players are going to be in the running to make the All-Star team.
You take a look at Young. He finishes fourth in the voting and will claim his place in the starting roster for the East.
And it's the payback he should be getting for a phenomenal first half of the season.
Those are the starting 10, folks. Watch the All-Star game and the All-Star weekend coming up. And a look at the starters for the Hornets. Ball is the point with Miller on the wing. Bridges out there with MP. And it's Knipple in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Hawks, the backcourt guards are Young and Daniels. The post pairing, Johnson along with Porzingis. And it's Kennard in at the 3 spot. And the NBA starting, Greg, to enter the third act of the regular season. A lot of teams looking for that extra gear right now.
Yeah, some fans might think that everything is decided at this point of the season, but there's a lot of games left and nothing is written in stone. And you talk about building a legacy. That's MP's mindset, not just for himself, but for this team.
Charlotte shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
First free throw is good. And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Well, the Atlanta Hawks this summer, adding free agents Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Luke Kennard, this team is now possessing a stacked wing rotation. And with this infusion of playmaking and shooting, guys, they could be pretty tough to deal with now.
Wow, a team to be reckoned with. All right, Johns, we thank you for the report. Porzingis on the foul.
Well, just by hitting the offensive glass, Porzingis can pick up a lot of extra points.
Bridges kicks to Miller. Here's Knipple. Good. And Miller gets the assist.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Daniels a screen on Ball. Now, here is Young, coming off a stellar performance against Utah. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Nice play. Porzingis, such a good finisher in the two-man.
MP passes the ball. And the shot goes in.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Here is Daniels. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Porzingis trying to get free. Young's shot is off.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
Here's MP. Nice D from Porzingis.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
Kennard's shot is off. For Charlotte, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Miller with a wide open look. Johnson with the rebound.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort.
Young outside. 6 to shoot. Johnson against Bridges. Johnson's shot is off. Looking at the last game for Charlotte, it was a loss to the Rockets. Charlotte moving the ball around. The rebound by Young.
Oh, no excuse for a guy of his caliber. You've got to finish that slam. Got to be a little embarrassed by that one.
Martin with the block.
Wow. MP was ready for the shot and timed the block to perfection.
And it's out of bounds. The Hornets able to retain possession here. Okongwu's checked in for Dyson Daniel. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Sexton, he's checked in for Miller. Martin dishes the ball. From past the arc, hits the three-point bomb. Ball's got 5 points so far.
And Ball continues to show he can drain threes. The defense must adjust or he is going to keep doing damage.
Now, here's Bridges. Nothing on the board. MP, no good.
Well, just inexcusable not to finish that one off, especially since the defense wasn't really a factor.
It's good. Nice touch there from Okongwu.
Sometimes Okongwu can finesse his way around you in tight. He's got nice touch around the bucket.
And Stan, we know Jalen Johnson comes from a basketball family.
Well, they did a great job, Kevin, of teaching him the game because Jalen Johnson can really play, and I'm sure everyone in his family is extremely proud of what he's doing in the NBA.
Now, here is Young, following the miss by MP. The three from Johnson. Bridges with the board.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Ball. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist. 7 points for LaMelo Ball.
And he's really a smart offensive player. You have to respect Ball's strong sense for when to take that jumper.
Now, here is Young. He's averaging just around 28.5 points a game, so many offensive skills in his toolkit. Here's Okongwu. Just 5 to shoot. Johnson, that's for 2. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Well, Johnson is such a strong guy. He has no problem finishing against physical D.
Shoots from 14. Here's Martin. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And it's Young. That time on the assist by Johnson. And it's all knotted up.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And a timeout called by Charles Lee. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Taking a look at the Hornets. Advantage in 1 series. And, of course, the Hawks right on their heels as they... Newell, he's checked in for Porzingis. And Dyson Daniels subbed in for Wallace. Martin's checked in for the Hornets. Miller comes in for James. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Newell out there with Okongwu. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Dyson Daniels. And it's Krejci in at the 2-guard spot. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Pass to Kneppel. Now Miller. Now, MP, covered by Okongwu. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Martin. The Hawks trail by 5. Krejci passes to Okongwu. Right wing, a 3. Pass to Newell. And he's good on the 3-ball. Newell's got a couple of 3-pointers in the second for the Hawks.
Well, after a bad start, he looks like a different player right now.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Rockets got the job done. He dropped in 16 points, and as always, he was fantastic on the glass, a rebounding machine. He made an impact at every turn, and he looked like he had fun doing it. Guys?
Excellent report, Allie. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
Yeah, and we're likely to see them go to him early on. See if he can't replicate that performance.
Johnson against Sexton. To the inside, Martin. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. That ties it up. Johnson's got 8 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Sexton. Pass to Martin. Here's Kneppel. outside. 5 to shoot. The 3. And the 3 ball is good. Miller's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Loves hitting those threes, especially off movement. It makes Miller so tough to defend.
And that one's good. Daniels.
And they repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Atlanta making a switch here. Young's checked in. Charlotte also making some changes. Diabate's checked in, and Ball subbed in for Sexton. And to the sideline we go. Let's catch you up on the story about Kristaps Porzingis. Allie, how is he?
I chatted briefly with the head athletic trainer for Atlanta, and the diagnosis is relatively mild. A bruised knee. Not great, but could be worse. Even though this is typically considered a moderate time frame to full recovery, he is indeed potentially able to play, so we'll be keeping an eye on him. Back to you.
Allie, thank you for the update.
Yeah, so much changes around the league year to year, but the danger and impact of injury remains largely the same. It's not enough to be good. You gotta be lucky, too.
And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for him.
This young kid's got some ups. MP throwing it down.
The Hawks trail by 3. Pass to Newell. Back to Young. We've got 1:18 left in the first half. Throws it up high. Off target on the alley-oop layup. And for Atlanta, they come in off a good outing against the Jazz. Now Knipple. Down low. Inside. MP gets it. Atlanta's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Young sets a screen for Daniel. Pass to Newell. And Okongwu slams it in.
Yeah, Okongwu has been stepping up his efforts on the offensive glass, and he's rewarded with the second chance bucket.
Ball feeling it out a bit. Out to the right wing. Here's Diabate. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Martin. Rebound by the Hawks. Okongwu's now got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Well, despite his lack of efficiency, the team has put together a good offensive effort tonight.
To the paint. Here's MP. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Hornets on top. They lead by 3. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
Welcome, folks. It's halftime, and the Charlotte Hornets are in the midst of a very close game.
This bench, they've been destructive. High energy, attacking like torpedoes.
Rising from the depths, 20,000 points from under the sea.
I see where you're going, but check this out. Making big waves out there, Ernie.
Ooh, well done. And let's move on to the Eastern Conference standings. The true contenders are beginning to stand out.
You take a look at the Hornets. They've been hanging around the upper echelon, playing with good energy. Feels like the chemistry is right with this team. They put themselves in the championship discussion.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. And it's been a clinic out there by Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, early on, he has been feasting in the paint, and you have to think they're going to keep feeding the big fella.
That's certainly what I'd do. Until the defense shows they can stop him, ride the hot hand.
So, Stan, let me pose this question. What do you think is the most important thing to stress in youth basketball?
I think there's two things, Kevin, that need to be stressed in youth basketball. The first one is love the game. Make it enjoyable for guys because, look, if kids love it and enjoy it, they'll keep playing it, they'll keep practicing it, and they'll get better. And then the second thing that goes along with that is the fundamentals. You can never do too much work on footwork, ball handling, and things like that.
Checking out the group for Charles Lee to start the second half. Ball is the point with Miller on the wing. Bridges out there with Knipple, and it's Martin in at the 5 down low. Porzingis kicks to Young, and stolen by Miller. And here we go, fast break, MP's got it. Pull-up jumper. It's rebounded by Porzingis. The Hawks trail by 5. Kennard with the ball. Defended by Knipple. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. You can't make it that obvious.
Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks a lot. The Hawks star Trae Young and Coach Quinn Snyder are both very close. Young said that's the type of relationship we have. It's not forced, it's just genuine. We both want to see each other succeed, and we know we need each other and everybody else around us. Back to you guys.
A good partnership. Thanks so much for the report, Allie. Here's Young. The shot's good on the assist by Daniel. Young's got it all tied up now for the Hawks.
Yeah, so smart of Young to push the pace as much as he can in transition.
So we're talking about Dyson Daniels here, Greg. Just how incredible a defender is this kid?
I mean, last season he came in second in terms of voting for Defensive Player of the Year, led the league in steals, and this young man's just getting started. Figures to be a problem for a long time.
Here's Ball. It's good. Now it's a 4-point Hornets lead.
Making it work in close. Ball getting an agile finish.
Young for 3, sinks the three-pointer. Young's got 10 points.
Yeah, he's been able to turn it around after a rough first half. He's now looking much better offensively.
Bridges gets the screen from Martin. Bridges shot, good. And the Hornets lead by 3.
Not only a jump shooter, Bridges also dependable at knowing how to get it done inside.
And Young kicks to Porzingis. Offline with his 3.
I can't believe he missed that 3. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving him.
They get it again. Pass to Knipple. Ball with a wide open look. Drops in the tray. 12 points for him.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
To the middle. Here's Porzingis. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
Well, he's called the unicorn for a reason. Porzingis doing unicorn-type things tonight.
Martin kicks the ball. This one for 3, and it's the Hornets another 3.
Well, they expect this from him, and he's a big reason they're out in front right now.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. Okongwu's checked in for Atlanta. Sexton, he's checked in for Charlotte. Porzingis finds Kennard. Here's Okongwu, and Okongwu slams it in.
Love to see this kind of aggression from Okongwu. Great job playing with force inside.
Here's Kneppel is guarded by Johnson. And Ball slams it in.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Pass to Kneppel. MP with a screen on Johnson. Kneppel with it. And Young picks him up defensively. Kneppel, no good. The Hawks trail by 4. Inside, here's Okongwu. Martin with the block.
Meeting you at the rim. Terrific positioning there by MP to come up with that block.
Outside, Sexton. Rebound by the Hawks.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Johnson dishes to Young. Pass to Okongwu. And he uses the glass on the layup. And now just a 2-point. Charlotte leads.
I mean, big guys have to be ready for this. Okongwu knows it's going to be a fight inside.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. They've got Okongwu. Johnson is out there with Newell. Then it's Daniels, and it's Krejci in a shooting guard. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Hornets trail by 3. Sexton the pass to Martin. Outside, Sexton. Martin with the screen for Sexton. To tie it up. It's good from long range. Sexton's got 20.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Okongwu dishes to Daniels. Johnson with a screen on Sexton. Daniels against Sexton. And it goes down 2 points. Daniels has got 4 this quarter.
Well, Daniels has good length. So this close in, he can use that to his advantage.
Martin with a screen on Daniels. MP rattling the rim.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
Johnson, the pass to Okongwu. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. Chance for another point at the free throw line. It's gonna be on MP.
So much strength from Okongwu. 6'8", 235. He's a strong guy.
Miles Bridges, he's checked in for the Hornets. LaMelo Ball comes in for Sexton.
Yeah, his athleticism more than makes up for his lack of size. Allows him to compete even against bigger guys.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Okongwu.
What's up?
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
Yeah, and the confidence Bridges plays with, really admirable. This guy knows he has the talent to compete in the NBA.
And here's Young from the arc, trains the three-pointer.
And after a lackluster first half, he's playing with a lot more energy now. Sometimes it takes that break to reset.
Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And we've come to expect big things from LaMelo offensively. He loves to attack you on that end.
Porzingis with a screen on Ball. Young against Ball. A 3 from Porzingis. Miller grabs the miss.
Well, and after making just 1 triple going into the break, he's still looking for his first make from distance here in the second half.
Knipple gets the screen from Martin. Knipple with it. The shot misses. Here's Johnson. Lays it in off the window.
Always great to see a guy rise to a challenge. Johnson knew this was a must-get bucket.
Martin with the screen for Ball. Now MP. Oh, what a finish!
A complete lack of intimidation. MP proving he can be that guy.
For Atlanta, they've gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. Now Kennard. Porzingis inside. He's against Martin. Yep, that goes down.
Well, you see the trust they have in Porzingis. Timely basket.
Now MP. Here's Knipple. Bridges. Off target from outside. There's a minute 40 left in the fourth quarter. Johnson. Oh, the dunk.
Well, every season, Johnson seems to take another leap. What a big night for him. You have to be excited about this guy's future.
MP with a screen on Young. And it's Ball penetrating. Miller. And that one is good.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
Yeah, there's no excuse for giving that up. That's the absolute last thing you want to happen.
Now Porzingis on the road. And it misses. Martin against Porzingis. Here's MP. Got it to go off the glass.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
Now Porzingis, and stolen by Miller. Now Ball to take the lead, and it's off.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Trae Young! He's off from 3. And here's Charlotte, 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Young against Ball.
Unicorn out there doing what he does on defense, protecting the paint.
Young looking around. Now Porzingis. It's in!
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. And talking about the approach now, what are they looking at?
And with under 2 seconds remaining, they need something quick. Don't have time for an extra pass here, but they want to try for a 3 off the inbound play and go for the win. Definitely doable.
And so it's the Hawks who come out on top. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And that'll do it, folks. And for all of us here at the table, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and our terrific sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us tonight. And so long, everyone.